He had dedicated his entire life to ending the cycle of destitution and suffering in which he had been raised. He was a millionaire by the time he was elderly, and he had provided for all of his children and grandkids. But he pretended to be a gardener to find out if they were with him for the money or not, and what he found made him weep the most heinous thing in the world. Welcome to USA Stories channel. Do not forget to subscribe and activate the bell button to receive all new updates. Now let's go to the story. Juan Jose was a well-mannered youngster. He rose at 4 a.m. every day to accompany his mother in delivering newspapers to every part of the city. Barely 6 years old was he. He was making his own route to deliver the news on time, even in the absence of the sun rising. As he followed his path, his mother, carrying a 2-year-old daughter in her arms, traveled to different parts of the city. The children's father had left to try his luck in the next nation, and they never heard from him again, leaving her a single mother. Rosa was searching around for her daily bread. After completing her newspaper deliveries, she brought her kids home, fed them breakfast, and dropped Juan Jose off at school. She cleaned clothes first thing in the morning and went out with the kids in the afternoon to sell the bread she made on her little wood fire. Although she was illiterate and could not help the boy much with his schoolwork, she was a loving mother who gave him all the resources they requested. She even hired a tutor if needed to help him, particularly in arithmetic. Because he had to offer change and add if customers purchased many copies of the newspaper at once when selling them, Juan Jose rapidly became well-versed in accounting and arithmetic. Juan Jose was an extremely talented and diligent worker. In order to construct his mother the kind of respectable house they had always dreamt of, he had committed to fulfill his ambition of studying civil engineering. Because her kid was developing strong moral principles and demonstrating his maturity, the woman had every expectation that he would grow up to be a fine man. The newspaper agency's owner got in touch with a journalist who then published Juan Jose's narrative about wanting to be an engineer and becoming a newspaper boy. In addition to receiving financial aid from a number of sources, the youngster was accepted as an intern at an academically distinguished institution and awarded a scholarship. Juan Jose was on the right road since he was a diligent student who consistently achieved academic distinction. He frequently performed labor for the institute and was paid for it. He saved that money for his once-monthly visits with his mother. Juan Jose was continually seeking for ways to provide for Rosa financially, so she had a more relaxed life even though she continued to sell newspapers with her daughter. After achieving academic brilliance in high school, the lad pursued his passion of studying engineering. After going back home, the young man got a job delivering pizza. Never one to shirk a task, he worked and studied while stopping his mother from distributing newspapers. Besides, he had taken on the role of helping his younger sister pay for college. He always finished his plan and stood out. His career ended abruptly, but his life did not become any better because he was unable to obtain employment because of a dearth of references. Feeling let down that he would never be able to follow the career that had cost him so much, he searched far and wide before coming up empty. His choice was to immigrate. His mother pleaded with him to stay put. Despite her assurances that they would survive, the young man packed his luggage and left, driven by his ambition to succeed. The woman didn't hear from him for a month until he was able to calm himself and tell her that everything was well and that he had already found work. Doña Rosa expressed gratitude to God for hearing from him. Juan Jose was hired for a construction project, and because the engineer recognized a lot of potential in him, he rose up the ranks. The engineer gave him the go-ahead to lead the team after getting to know him better and discovering that he was also an engineer. His pay rose when the engineer later assigned him to another significant job. As a result, he was able to give his mother enough money to live comfortably and buy a stunning home they could never have dreamed. The opportunity of a lifetime came to Juan Jose during his 3rd year abroad. The engineer who worked with him suggested that they form a partnership and start their own construction business. The young immigrant was first terrified, but he put all of his funds with the engineer, and that's how they began the project that would undoubtedly transform their lives. The firm flourished and rose to prominence in that nation because to the strong reputation of the partner and Juan Jose's hard work. He succeeded in letting his mother and sister move in with him a year later. He was finally able to fulfill his promise to his mother, to bring her out of poverty and treat her like a queen. as she deserved after all those years of misery. His sister also began working for that firm. Juan Jose fell in love with a very lowly-born engineer. They were married, produced 3 kids, and instilled a love of labor and morals in their offspring. As the years passed, his kids excelled as professionals. Dona Rosa lived a long and happy life, but she declared that she wanted to die in her own land when she returned to her nation. After talking with them, Juan Jose's family decided to go to their own nation together with his partner. He launched a firm branch in his nation, and the venture proved to be prosperous. The now successful engineer's boyhood goal was realized when they won significant tenders and constructed amazing works. Dona Rosa died at that point and was buried in her own country, just as she had requested. Juan Jose kept up his diligent effort with his kids. Grandchildren grew up in the opulent home as he grew older. The family patriarch showed devotion towards his wife, children, and grandkids, providing them with material items and luxury as well as love. After retiring and reduced to simply assisting the family company, he started to question if his family loved him for his possessions or for who he was. So with his wife's help, he came up with a scheme. Juan Jose informed his family that his wife would handle all business and household matters while he traveled overseas for medical treatment. They all bid him farewell. After driving him to the airport, his wife showed them around the house and introduced them to the new gardener, a man who appeared to be homeless, whom she claimed her husband had met through a friend. They asked the new employee to join them at the table for dinner that first day. The eldest son of the pair, Ricardo, questioned his mother whether she was aware of the condition of his father. Concerned about the unexpected trip, Ricardo and his brothers protested, even though the woman assured them it was just a standard examination. The children of Juan Jose expressed their love and desire for their father to get well, even if they were terrified. His wife had a proposition to make, so she requested to spend supper with him the next day. But Ricardo arrived early, anxious since he had heard nothing from his father, whom he had searched for but never found. The kids weren't waiting around to interrogate their mother since they were all so scared. "My kids, I wanted to get together tonight to inform you that your dad is really sick and that he wants to give our riches to a good cause. Thus, I would want to suggest that we stop him from altering his will." "Are you serious, Mom? You just give a damn about Dad's will when he's sick? Please, it's unbelievable." "You've never shown any interest," said Ricardo. "Let Dad contribute his riches if that's what he wants to do. We must accept his wishes since he has already reared us, educated us, and equipped us with the means to work hard and succeed in life. Right now, taking care of his health is the only thing that matters," the youngest son stated. The mother urged, "But children, we must be practical," as the gardener was tending to the inside plants throughout that talk. "Let's not lose your father's wealth if we must lose him. Mom, I would sacrifice my life for him. Please don't bring up the topic of money again. My father is a wonderful man who shouldn't be appreciated for his wealth. Tell me where my father is, please, and we'll take care of him, cash or no cash," Ricardo pleaded. The children of Juan Jose embraced and sobbed, pleading to be informed of their father's location, so they could be at his side during those trying times. The gardener's children showed him that they loved him for being their father, not for the legacy he could leave them, as he raced to embrace them, removing his beard and cap. "I appreciate you seeing. Please remember to subscribe to our channel, give us a thumbs up, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of our videos. If you enjoyed the tale, the next video that plays on your screen will probably move you too.